Thailand's minimum wage is 400 baht per day, which is around $12 for a full day's work. This amount increased from 337 baht midway through 2025, but with the ever-increasing cost of living in Bangkok, the pressure just to survive is forever increasing for the locals. I have lived in Bangkok for 5 years now, and the cost of living increase that I've seen just in that time is staggering. Bangkok is positioning itself as a global city for tourism, and the price of just about everything is following suit. As I feel the cost of living increase on a Western level wage, it really poses the question, how are the locals able to survive on their salaries? For the locals lucky enough to secure an office job, administration roles typically start at around 17,000 baht per month, which is $540 and can go to around 24,000 baht per month. Office manager salaries typically range between 25 to 49,000 baht. The challenge is that most offices require a university degree, and for those not born into a financial position to attend a university, the cycle continues. So what is life like for those on minimum wage or lower level jobs? Today, I'm at a much less fortunate part of Bangkok to take a glimpse into the daily life of the hardworking people of Bangkok that are struggling to afford to live in their own city. Now, in the 5 years that I've been here, the average cost of rent has gone up 30 to 40%. Now, those numbers are a little skewed because of the increases in the city centre with all the new condos being built. The increases in local areas like this is far less, but it's not just the rent that's going up. This is an area where many people working for minimum wage or basic income live. I wanted to see the living conditions and get a look firsthand at the surrounding areas, visit some supermarkets and restaurants, and really gain an understanding of what it's like living here for the locals. We're going to take a quick look inside this building. I'm going to be very respectful. I'm quite mindful of the fact that this is people's homes and not a tourist destination or something like this. So I'm going to take a little walk through here and then I'll share my thoughts afterwards. As I walk through the building, it's dark and dusty, but to my surprise, there's items of value outside the front doors of the homes. I actually managed to find a vacant unit and take a look inside. The rooms are relatively small and had no proper windows for natural light. There is one small bedroom with walls that don't go all the way to the ceiling, and one small living area that could easily be converted to a second bedroom. There is a ceiling fan with some questionable wiring and a bathroom that leaves a little to be desired, but there is a small kitchen area and a balcony, and with a bit of love, you could easily turn this into a home. In speaking to the locals, to rent an apartment in a building like you see behind me here, the rent would typically start at around 2,000 baht per month. Water and electricity would be an additional 500 to 1,000 baht per month. Doing some rough number crunching, if you were working 6 days a week on 400 baht per day, that would equal just over 10,000 baht per month. So if you were to live in a building like this you see behind me here, you would lose a third of your monthly earnings just in rent and bills alone. This leaves the average person just 230 baht per day to pay for food, transportation, clothing, and this is assuming they're only supporting themselves and not a family. So just nearby they've got these coin-operated washing machines. These are actually all over Bangkok, anyone can use them. These are 30 baht to use, and for those that don't have washing facilities inside where you live, this is a great option. These little shop top homes are all through Bangkok. What you can do, the bottom floor you can open it up as a shop if you like. We could just have it as a living area, and then above is where you would actually live. Now, 2-story ones like you see behind me here typically start at around 5,000 baht per month. Some of them are cheaper, some of them are much more expensive, but I would say looking at these ones here, around 5,000 baht is what you would expect. This one's empty, we'll take a little peek in. I actually looked at renting out one of these as a studio space a while back, and around 5,000 baht seemed to be the mark. These ones would probably be, you could probably get a little bit less, they're not in as good a condition. But if you were willing to put some money into fixing the place up and cleaning it up, you would get pretty good bang for buck in a place like this. Eating out is one of the things that has increased the most in price. It's actually getting out of hand in the tourist areas, but I wanted to visit a little street food restaurant to see what a meal costs in a place that the locals would eat. Typically, for the best deals, I look for the side alleys off the main roads. Hello, sawadee-krap. Check out. Pad krapao mu sap. With kai dao. Pet okay. Pet dai. Okay, go for it. In the area that I'm exploring today, I popped into a little street food place to grab some lunch. I got myself a pad krapao with minced pork and fried egg. This was 60 baht. So something I have noticed over the last few years, used to be able to pick these up for around 40 baht. Pad krapao is actually the national dish of Thailand. 40 baht I think you used to be able to get them for, but now 60 baht seems to be about the norm for street food. Anyway, this is a really good portion size. This one is huge and I'm dying to try it. Oh yeah, that's amazing. I just popped into the first place that I saw that looked cool and thought it would be nice to film in. I don't know if this is within the average cost for the area, but if you start factoring in 60 baht per meal to eat out, that 230 baht per day disappears fast. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you. Awesome lunch. I haven't had a pad krapao in ages. Something quite fascinating about Bangkok is that there isn't really zones. In the city centre, you can have a big office high-rise next to a small farm, next to a shanty-style home. Bangkok's development is so rapid and expensive hotels and brand new condos are being built in what used to be small local villages, and this is driving up the prices of everything in that area. I used to live in Asok, which is basically the city centre here in Bangkok, and everywhere around that area, especially along Sukhumvit Road, has just gotten incredibly overpriced lately. I actually just came back from a 2-week trip through Japan and was extremely surprised to realize that many of the daily expenses were in fact cheaper in Tokyo than they are here in Bangkok. I often had meals or drinks that were cheaper than what you would expect to pay here in the city centre. I was very surprised that getting around in Tokyo, taking the subway, was often cheaper, if not a very similar price to the BTS here in Bangkok. This is all fine for tourists, but it's the locals that really feel this. Transportation is one of the biggest costs affecting locals. The SkyTrain and MRT subway are almost out of reach for those living on 230 baht per day, but thankfully there are more affordable ways to get around in the city. There are the hop-on hop-off buses, the local non-air-conditioned buses, and for those along the railways, the older style trains still run for the locals at just a couple of baht per trip. Most people that live on a basic income prepare their meals at home. One great thing about Bangkok is the street markets and local style supermarkets. Here you can buy everything you need to cook your meals at a fraction of the cost of the commercial supermarkets. Most local areas have several mini-marts in the bottom of the shop-top style houses we saw earlier, and these are a great place to pick up snacks, drinks, and general supplies for the home. The cool thing about these smaller communities is they kind of have everything you need. Just behind me here is a little supermarket. They've got a hairdresser here, and then just down here is a little electronics store. There's everything that you would need in these areas, and you're also supporting the local businesses by coming here. The thing that's fascinating to me, and what is probably my favorite part about Thai culture, is the safety when visiting places like this. As you would have seen throughout this video, many of the homes that we visited were open, people had items of value outside, and the people, while they may be living in these areas and struggling financially, they don't steal from each other. In many parts of the world, financial hardship is often tied in with crime and dangerous areas and places you should avoid, not just for a local, but especially for someone like me, a traveler, an outsider, someone coming into these areas that is not from there. As you can see, safety isn't even on my mind today. I just know that Thai people will be friendly no matter where I go. Life in Bangkok means many different things to many different people. Some live in luxury and others are grinding just to survive. This experience today reminds me yet again that there is one thing that's universal throughout all of Thailand, and that is that Thai people are some of the warmest, friendliest people in the world, no matter what their situation.